Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Let's get in some front page news. Now, if you're just waking up and you haven't heard, James Harden has been traded to the Brooklyn Nets. It was a 4-team deal between, I believe, the Pacers, Cleveland, Houston, and Brooklyn.
It's going to be so interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We'll see what happens. I don't know if that's a great trade. Maybe it is, because maybe they're expecting to trade Kyrie Irving. Maybe they're expecting to trade somebody else. But I just think it's not that many balls in Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's definitely not that many balls in Brooklyn. It's a great trade if they win a championship, but I don't see it. I don't know who's going to play defense on that team. Like you said, I don't see enough balls to go around. And I don't think Steve Nash is an experienced enough coach to put all of that together. Plus, who's going to be the third wheel in that situation? Because somebody got to take an L. Mm-hmm. It's just like when the Miami Heat was together, Bron and James and Bosh. Bosh ended up having to take the L. You think KD's taking the L? No, he's the alpha. You think James Harden's going to take the back seat? Doubt it. Kyrie? Absolutely not. I don't know who can control all of those egos. I don't see it.
We'll see. What else we talking about, Yeezy?
Oh, well, speaking of egos, Donald Trump has made history as he was impeached for a second time. So the House voted 232 to 197 to impeach Donald Trump after rioters did force lawmakers to flee from the chamber. And impeachment won't force him from office. He actually won't face his trial until Joe Biden is sworn in on the 20th. But Nancy Pelosi said, we know that the president of the United States incited this insurrection, this armed rebellion against our common country. He must go. He is a clear and present danger to the nation that we all love. Now, Donald Trump, in the meantime, has released a video. And in this video, he's calling for calm and actually condemning what happened in D.C.
I unequivocally condemn the violence that we saw last week. Making America great again has always been about defending the rule of law, supporting the men and women of law enforcement, and upholding our nation's most sacred traditions and values. Mob violence goes against everything I believe in and everything our movement stands for. We cannot tolerate it. Those who engaged in the attacks last week will be brought to justice.
Trump is a master at scholastic terrorism. Salute to my guy, Jordan Carlos. We were talking yesterday, and he schooled me to scholastic terrorism. And it's the idea that someone who's a leader or who has a voice in the media puts out messages that there's a reasonable certainty someone will act on, and you have no idea who the person is. So he'll be like, Dems are terrible. They are criminals. They need to be stopped. And it's a real possibility that someone out there will hear that message and take action. And that's what that mayonnaise flavored mob did last week. So even now when he says things like, we don't want violence, but
he's sending signals.
They stole the election, but we don't want violence. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, come on. He's a master at stochastic. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Stochastic, whatever, terrorism.
Doesn't sound right. Yeah.
It's STOCHASTIC, terrorism. Go look it up.
Sounds like a form of Morse code, you know?
I know.
All right. Well, yes, in that very same speech, he does also talk about the, quote, unprecedented assault on free speech we have seen in recent days. Efforts to censor, cancel, and blacklist our fellow citizens are wrong and they are dangerous.
See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The word I can't pronounce, terrorism. Stochastic terrorism.
We got you, brother.
Stochastic.
In addition to that, if you were planning to go to D.C. for inauguration and you rented a spot from Airbnb, it's not happening. Airbnb has canceled and blocked D.C. reservations for inauguration week. So if you were planning to go, if you booked some type of Airbnb, it will be canceled. They're telling people do not come to D.C.
You see how too much mayonnaise spoils everything? Because what if I was going to D.C. because I really want to be a part of the Biden-Harris inauguration? Now I can't even go because too much goddamn mayonnaise was on Capitol Hill last week, and it spoiled the sandwich for everybody.
Too much goddamn mayonnaise.
What if it wasn't even for that and you were going to D.C. for a whole nother reason?
What if
now my Airbnb is canceled?
What if I had some cheeks lined up? You know what I mean? What if I'm a single person and I'm going to D.C. for the weekend and I'm, risking getting COVID for some cheeks?
Well, you're going to have to take the cheeks to another place, Baltimore.
It's still COVID. Oh. I'm just saying, I was lined up for D.C. But I mean, depending who the person is, yeah, you can drive to Baltimore.
Well, what's his name, Charlamagne?
Man, shut up, man. I'm a married man.
All right, well, that is your front page news.
This guy, man, what's wrong with this guy?
What's wrong with me? All right. Thank you, Miss Yee. Now, when we come back, Andrew Yang will be joining us. Yang Gang will be in the building.
Mm-hmm.
He has an announcement that he wants to tell the world, so we'll talk to Andrew Yang.
Is this exclusive?
I don't think so, but we're going to talk to him when we come back, all right? It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.